What is going on, everybody? It is UnWarfared, and today I am here with 10 tips to win on PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds for Xbox One. Number 1. Sound. Sound is probably the most crucial component for wins on PUBG. In my opinion, I recommend a good headset with loud volume. You'll most likely always hear someone before you see them, giving you the advantage on the location. You want a lot more gunfights knowing where your enemy is rather than not. 2. Communication. This is a big thing for squads, especially because some people like to just go John Rambo and start fighting another squad by themselves, leaving the rest of your team clueless on where the enemy is. Remember to use the numbers at the top to make proper callouts for your team before you take the shot. The closer to your team is grouped together, the more efficient the callouts will work. The further you're scattered, the numbers are going to be different for everybody. 3. Drop area. Picking a drop area can be hard sometimes because the plane might fly right over all of your favorite places that land. So decide quickly with your squad and agree on the same place so everyone is confident in the jump and not scattered out everywhere on the map. The further you land from the plane, the less chance you have of enemies following you and killing you while you're trying to get that beginning game loot. 4. Quick looting. This is another crucial one, as I know a lot of people who have problems with taking too much time to loot and end up getting caught in the blue zone because they're taking too much time to loot. I found the 5-second method to work the best and quickest and most efficient. Open a door to a room, peek in for 5 seconds max. If you see one thing you want, grab it right off the ground. But if you see multiple things you want, it's quicker to use the start menu and grab it that way, rather than dodging all the random holographics and useless codes on the ground. 5. Sight loadouts. The red dot is slept on in my opinion. It might be the best sight, as you can snipe with it pretty far and use it efficiently close range. Keep your primary on full auto with the red dot attached, and then have your secondary with a scope on it, preferably 4 times, maybe an 8, depending on if you're risky, for single fire battles and long range situations. That way you don't have to put your scope on your other gun and then switch it to single. That way it's already ready to go in case you see people far away shooting. 6. Loot for your squad. When playing with friends, we all know that one person who always finds the good stuff every single match, but remember to disperse the loot between your team and call out any extra guns you may find, as it's better to have 4 people with good guns rather than 1 or 2 with everything. So sharing is caring out there, folks. 7. Location of your enemies in the final 10. When you're in the last few circles, it helps beyond explanation to know where all your enemies are at. That way you have a serious advantage. Get a good position in the circle, maybe on top of a mountain. Scope out all of your enemies. Don't just start shooting randomly to give away position. Scope out everyone. Make sure you know where they're all at. Kind of decide and analyze which one you're going to kill first. If there's a house in the last circle, there's most likely going to be someone in it. So if you're outside of a house, there's most likely a guy in there. So yeah, just keep that in mind. 8. The enemy of your enemy. This one pertains to squads and duo a little more. If you run into 2 teams battling, analyze the situation, figure out which team has the least players and which team has more players, and help the one team with the least players take out the opposing team with more players. That way, it's easier to pick off the team with least players, and they probably already have people knocked already, if not dead. So, this is better to do from afar with the scope, as the teams are already distracted with each other and are more susceptible to getting sniped from a distance, so just remember not to get caught or seen. Number 9, cover. This one's pretty simple and self-explanatory. Always use rocks and trees for cover. I know a lot of people like to lay in grass. Don't ever just lay in grass because it doesn't render after a few hundred meters unless the circle is small enough. Then the grass will render and you can just lay in grass for the last circle. Bushes do render decently far, but they don't provide you any cover. But you can hide in them decently well. Don't use cars or doors because they can be destroyed. I mean, you can in a quick situation, but I wouldn't hide there permanently for a while. And last but not least, number 10, settings. I'm putting this one last because it really all comes down to personal preference, but here's a screenshot of my settings. I've told these to all my friends and they all run them and they really like them. It's just way easier to get kills with these. You could turn on kids easier, and I'll throw up a screen of my stats as well. They prove it. So yeah, I'd recommend running these. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, comment, like, whatever you gotta do. Tell your boys. Yeah, this is UnWarfared. I'm out.